Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. No, that was a good stretch. Alright, so, anyways, today's episode, we are going to be talking about fake fans because, that's a thing. That's something that I dealt with it at one point in time. I think it was just overall motivated by the racist pedophile YouTuber that I was getting into it for the longest, but no, overall, though, to kind of explain that, so there was this guy. It's funny because he still talks about me till this day, and it's like, fam, I would assume that he's a grown man. Like, it's been years, so it's just, I don't know, like, unless he was a kid when he very first heard about me, and then, yeah, he's like a teenager, but either way, regardless, it's just, at least for me, when I sit down and I think about that, I put myself in his shoes. You spent, let's just say, allegedly, you spent elementary, middle school, and high school hating on me. Meanwhile, it's like when you look at all the kids that you grew up with, where it's, it's whether it be friends or just random kids that you know, but it's like I guarantee and I promise you, if you ask them about their life, they didn't spend, their whole childhood hating on somebody. It's one of those things where I'm like, fam, you gotta realize the wrongs with that situation. You have it built up in your heart that you hate me and stuff. But my question is, why be a fake fan though? That's how I actually discovered that this guy was a fake fan. Cause I seen that he had followed me across like social media and stuff. So I did a little bit of investigating, looked around, seen that he had made videos and stuff about me, and then then there's like people he was following that I was the racist pedophile and all that. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, you talk about me behind my back, but then you'll join my streams and act like you're a fan and all that stuff. I just find that weird, like that's one thing that I never understood about my haters, is that it seemed like they were scared to have a conversation with me. It seemed like they were scared to use any intellectual behavior towards me and stuff. They just always wanted to act dumb. And I'm like, fam, I don't know. Like with me, when I sit down and I think about my childhood growing up, elementary, I was in the video games. Middle school, I'm trying to think, I got into, I take that back, because I got into wrestling when I was in elementary and stuff. But I had to say I became more of a fan when I was in middle school. So I was like, I went from video games, still playing video games and all that stuff, but I became more of a wrestling fan and stuff in middle school. High school, okay, I'm at the tail end of my school, life and stuff. This is it. Unless I go to college, but I never did go to college. I thought about going to community college, but I was like, nah, that's not really my thing. Once I'm done with school, I'm done, But anyways, overall, just preparing for adulthood, that's like all that I was thinking of when I was in high school and stuff. I still was taking time out of the day. I'm like, okay, let me enjoy my days as a kid. It's like my pretty much, it's like this is it. Like this is the last stop and stuff, unless I go to college. But other than that, it's like, even then, still, if I would have went to college, or even if I would have went down the route of the original plans after I graduated high school, and that was enlisting in the military, I didn't have like this hate and drama going on during that time frame. But still, the point that I'm trying to make is that I wasn't worried about other people throughout that time frame. Like, I guess in the way I was, like, whether it was with video games, but it was more so like, okay, what new things is going to be happening with this video game? Wrestling, okay, it's like, what's gonna happen next week on this wrestling show? High school, and it's like, okay, what am I gonna be doing 10 years from now? I'm at the time being, I'm 17. I'm like, what am I gonna be doing at 27? So it's like, what could I possibly do to make sure that I'm at a comfortable time in my life and stuff? So I'm like, I don't have time to be hating on people, and I just remember back, it was my freshman year in high school, where I was, and I've talked on this before, how I hated on the YouTuber Ray William Johnson. I didn't like his content. I felt like that, I think that's why I had went after him, because I felt like that he was making fun of people, but then I remember I sat down and I got to watching his content more. Like, it wasn't one of those things where I was being a fake fan. I'm like, okay, let me just kind of understand why he does this content rather than just jumping right to, just hating on them, which I did. And I do regret it, because I'm like, yeah, that's one of those things where, yeah, probably nobody would know about it unless I, up until I talked about it. But yeah, overall, it's one of those things where I'm like, I had no reason to hate on him, because I watched this content and I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm hating on this man for no reason. I mean, yeah, if people don't like him, they don't like him. But I don't have a reason to not like him, because he ain't did nothing to me personally. It ain't like he's making videos. Maybe if he would have made videos about me, then yeah, it probably would be it would be a different story. But overall, though, that's one thing about it, is that any of the, I guess, people, unless like I directly react to your videos, or if I'm specifically talking to you, where it's like your name is in the title, or am I mentioning you by name, or by a nickname that I done gave you in the video, that'll be the only time. But for the most part, it's like I had to say I would always do videos where I'm like, okay, this is just directed towards all haters and stuff. But no, it's like, and even if we were to go back, like when all this stuff started and things, like there is a lot of them, like I guess fans of the racist pedophile content creator I was getting into it with, where it's like you couldn't even say that I said or did anything to you guys. Like y'all just seen the first video about me, and then from that point forward, you already, so, and I guess up until I had made my video, so what, because I can't remember when he had uploaded that video about me. But there was like a time frame where it's like you guys could have did any sort of research that you could have possibly did, but it's like, no, you want to go about this in an immature way. And I'm like, that's why I responded the way that I did, because it's like you hating on me based off of a video, yet you didn't even bother to take the time to like, okay, well, let's hear his side of the story. No, you just heard whatever side of the story that was written out. And I'm like, fam, that's not my lines. That's not what I'm, I guess what I'm about. But I mean, hey, if you guys want to have this assumption about me, then you go right ahead. I don't care. So, but anyways, and as the time went on, I started realizing that some of his fans was doing that. They were being fake fans. They'll come to my channel, like, oh yeah, it's like, love the videos, this and that, blah blah blah. Like, I'll never forget, I remember if one of his fans had did that. So they commented and they said, love the channel, and I think I just said like thank you or something like that. But YouTube has that edit comment feature, so they changed it to where they was like, oh, your videos suck or something like that, and then it just looks like I said thank you to it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you do realize that a person can see that you said that you edited your comment and stuff. So I guess why not have just left that in the first place? But that's the thing where it's like they didn't like the idea of me deleting comments. It's like, okay, well, if you edit the comment for it to say something disrespectful, what do you think is gonna, oh, because I responded to it, it's just gonna be left up? No, I don't care whether I responded to it or not. The comment's gonna get deleted if it's being disrespectful. So yeah, I was like, but yeah, from that to, yeah, joining my live streams and then being like, oh yeah, I'm a fan, this and that, blah blah. But then they want to start being weird, and I think I did talk on that before the year ended. The one Twitch, or the one of the fans of the racist pedophile, he followed me on Twitch, and then he was just being weird the whole time. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't get how, and he was in his 20s. Like, that's the thing that be tripping me out. It'd be people the same age as me where I'm thinking, okay, what's my next move in adulthood? Your next move is, oh, I got to open up my computer or my phone or my tablet, whatever it is, and I got to hate on TMossBoss. That's your adult move. That's what you're doing with your life right now. It could be all these different things. Like, and that's how my thing is this. That's how I know that these are probably people that are being looked after. Like, they're not like, day-to-day adults like me and whoever it is that's listening to this, and you got your 9 to 5, or you're working on a career, or maybe you're going through school. No, these are people that live in like homes where it's like you need to have somebody looking after you, because you're in today's society, you would not survive. I'm sorry to say, but it's like I could definitely tell that you're somebody, you got like some sort of assistant living situation going on. Probably ain't never paid a bill in your life. You ain't never did any things to take care of you or those around you. It's like, yeah, you're living off of somebody else's work. Pretty much, it's like somebody got to work for you because you can't do it for yourself. The only thing that you can do is open up whatever electronic device that you have, look up my name, start hating, go to sleep, wake up the next day, repeat all over again. That's it. That's all that you are good for. And I know people will probably be all like, oh, that's a disrespectful thing to say. You shouldn't say things like that. What if that is their situation? Am I supposed to care right now, later? Was I supposed to care yesterday, the day before yesterday? Because I'm going to tell you right now, anything that I say about racist, pedophile supporters, it's one of those things where gloves are off. Pretty much. Like, I don't care if I disrespect them. I'm like, when you've been disrespected by these guys for 10 years, yeah, this year will mark 10 years and stuff. Yeah, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, I see what game they're playing. I'm going to play a similar game, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. It's going to be one of those things where it's like, dang, maybe we should have left this guy alone because he's saying some things that we don't like that's getting me to a point where I'm more madder than I was the day before when, you know, I was hating on him and all this other stuff. Now they're just blind with rage. They don't know what to say in my comment sections. And I have to say I just feel like that's what it's been over the just past few years, where it's like they're just blinded by rage because they see what's happening to their circle, and then they see what's happening to my circle, where I'm having a successful content creating career and they're having an unsuccessful content creating career, whether it's the racist pedophile that they support or I dropped some, but we're good. But anyways, it didn't do no damage, so I'm like, all right, we're chilling. I just need to make sure it ain't do no damage. But anyways, when you look at the racist pedophile himself, and then when you look at the racist pedophile fan base, it's like, what do you guys got going for yourself? So that's why it's like, yeah, they ain't got no choice but to come to my channel, be a fake fan, think they trying to, like, you know, they're infiltrating my channel and they're learning of some valuable information. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison. There was a scene in there where, for those that just need a little bit of context on what that movie was about. So Billy Madison's dad, which is played by the dad in The Christmas Story, good, but like both good movies, A Christmas Story and Billy Madison. But Billy Madison is it's one of those like younger like comedy type movies and stuff, you know. But anyways, regardless, Billy Madison, his dad is getting ready to retire. But he's like, I want to leave the company to somebody that can look after it. It was a toss up between I can't think of that guy's name, but it was like a villainous person in the movie, and Billy Madison, played by Adam Sandler. So Adam Sandler, he looked at his dad. He was like, hey, look, I'll go through school, do all these other different things, you know, so I could get my diploma and graduate properly. And then you don't have to, like, because I think that's what it was, is that his dad paid for him to, like, you know, pass all his classes and all that other stuff, or paid off the teachers and things. So anyways, but no, there was a scene in there where the guy that didn't like Billy Madison, Adam Sandler's character, he had, because there was a villainous guy, then there's Adam Sandler's character, Billy Madison. So anyways, but the villainous guy, so he had it where it was like a janitor or somebody that was just kind of watching Billy Madison to see what he would be talking about and learning. But he came back with information that's like, fam, this is not going to help me. Like, this isn't, like, he was all like, I think he said something there like, oh, Billy Madison likes chocolate milk or something like that. And it's like, how is that going to help me with the current situation of me trying to take over his dad's business? You came back to me with some information that I could have just very well asked him if he liked it or not. This isn't going to help me bring him down. This isn't going to help me put the company in my hands. So, yeah, but that's what that reminds me of. I feel like that a lot of the times when the racist pedophile, when his fans would come over to my channel and they fake being a fan, and it's like, what information are you reporting back to him? Because I would imagine that he's probably, that's why a lot of the times he had to go out and look up some things himself. He had to see some things himself, that whatever I'm posting, videos, tweets, content, any of that stuff, he had to look it up himself, because it's like, you guys will report back like, oh, TMossBoss, he uploaded a video and the video only has a certain amount of views. Oh, okay, and it's like, oh, he uploaded a video on his gaming channel. Okay, did he like commit any crimes? Did he like what's going on? It's all like, oh, he said he doesn't drink Red Bull no more. how is this going to help me make a video about it? And then that's why when you look at the last video about me, and it had to take in him being hacked, and it probably was like some stage hacking. It's like, you know, when you think about it, when somebody, because the thing is this, with creators like that, they start to get desperate. So yeah, they'll stage, I look at the racist pedophile, he's like another, it's funny because I just mentioned him in the last podcast episode I did talking about music, but Jussie Smollett, you know, where he staged that, well, allegedly he staged his attacking. I don't know if it was true or not, whether he did get attacked or didn't get attacked, but overall, because I don't even think it was captured on camera. Maybe if it's like some security footage that comes out and it actually shows him being attacked, then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then, you know, then I guess like he can have his career back and things. But overall, he felt that he was falling off. And that's like, fam, you had a good thing going for yourself. You had a TV show. Because yeah, for those that don't really know about Jussie Smollett, yeah, he had a TV show and he was the main character of that show called Empire. Then he was also in one of the Alien movies. It was Alien Covenant. And I'm like, okay, so Empire must be coming to an end because now he's doing these big movies. Like the thing is this, you go from Empire where it's like nobody don't really know you, but you built this like fan base off of that show. And then, then you end up being in part of a legacy, a franchise. Like, yeah, it don't get no better than that. Like if I'm in his position, and I just built my name off of this TV show. Nobody even, they knew, cause he comes from a prestigious family and stuff. Like a lot of his, I think it's, well, I know his sister, she's, popular in, Hollywood. I don't know if there's, cause I think it's a lot of them, Smollett, siblings and stuff. But anyways, regardless, but yeah, it's like you come from a prestigious, background, then you end up, like killing it on this TV show. Then you end up being a part of a franchise. Why did you, if you did, why did you stage yourself being attacked? So that's why I personally think that, but you know, people, they get desperate and then they're all like, oh, well, let me come up with something, you know, I guess to have it where people are talking about me again. And, I think that he probably did stage his, talking on the racist pedophile, YouTuber content creator I was getting into it with, probably did, stage some hacking and stuff, you know, had it where he just, let me change my name. Cause it's like, my thing is this, I would imagine that it's just, I don't know, like you don't really hear too many different creators getting their YouTube channel hacked. Then again, I could be wrong, you know, but I don't know, hopefully I never have to go through no stuff like that. But I feel like that with their security system, like, yeah, if you're clicking on the wrong links and you're doing the wrong stuff and things, then yeah, maybe possibly that's how your account could get hacked. But, and I'm like, then again, I'm like, with who we're talking on, where it's like, you know, autism and dyslexia is like, I guess his white flag and stuff. He probably don't even know what links he's clicking on. It's like, yeah, he think he's clicking on Facebook, but his book face. And it's like, yeah, bro, you should have known that something was off by that and things. Like, have somebody, like, you know, look at it for you before you just click on that link and stuff. But anyways, but overall, if that ain't the case, and yeah, he did stage it, but it's like, yeah, it's like you have it where your fans are coming to me and they're talking about, oh, you had such and such, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why would, my thing is this, right? I'm at a point in time in my life where I'm trying to, you know, better it, or, you know, make it better than what it was the day before. What do I look like using, if I am a hacker, what do I look like using my hacking skills to hack a YouTube channel that I do not care for? So it's like, my thing is this, that I could very well go get a job where I could work for some like high-end security business, probably get like a, you know, income where it's like, it's one of those things where I got myself a nice house, fancy car, all this, you know, like the, you know, the perks and stuff of living a lifestyle like that. Why would I waste my skills hacking a YouTuber where it's like your channel is already in a dying state? Like, what do I overall gain from that? So, yeah, but overall, though, it's like, yeah, he had to come up with some elaborative plan that's like, oh, let me make this, let me just add a few more minutes. Oh, let me stage this hacking so I could talk about him. Because I think it was soon after his channel was unhacked, and that's when he had dropped that video about me. And it's like, yeah, so he just did it for content and stuff. But overall, though, you know, yeah, but getting back to the fake fan business and stuff, yeah, it trips me out, though, where people, when they do that, you know, they pretend to be a fan, then they turn around and then it's like they just want to be on some old like weird behavior, whether it's like you call them out on their weird behavior, or they turn around just out of nowhere, they just want to be weird to you. And it's like, okay, when you were being this quote unquote fan, I was nothing but respectful towards you. Like, that's one thing about it. It's like, if a person comes to my Twitch channel, my YouTube channel, and they're respectful and they're not saying anything, you know, crazy towards me or anybody else in my stream. Like, there's people that have came to my stream for the first time where it's like, if I'm playing a certain video game, right? So let's say I'm playing Arc Raiders. They come to the stream, and that's how you could tell the difference between a fake fan and then a fan of like somebody that's they're a fan of Arc Raiders, for an example. So somebody that's a fake fan, they'll come to your stream and they start asking you, I just go based off of what I've experienced. They start asking you personal questions. They want to bring up hate and drama and all that stuff. And that's the thing where it's like, that's like one of the first conversations that they have. They don't try to like have a bunch of different conversations with you and then try to make it seem like, because I guess with me, if I'm trying to infiltrate somebody, then I would do it is be like, okay, let me have like a bunch of different conversations with them. If they bring up their drama, then I'll add on to it. But if I bring it up, at least I'm gonna have a bunch of different conversations and be all like, hey, I looked your name up on YouTube and I seen like people were making videos about you. What's that all about and stuff? Like, I haven't really watched anything, but it's, yeah, you know, at least with me, it's like, I guess my acting skills is a little bit better than theirs and stuff. But no, overall though, it's like, yeah, but they, as soon as they join the stream, they're like, oh yeah, it's like, I seen that you got hate on YouTube. What's that all about? And then it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's just some old dumb stuff. People hating on me for the content. Oh, well, I think they're right on why they're, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what kind of person you are. Yeah, go ahead and catch this ban button. And so, but anyways, then somebody that is like, you know, a fan of like, let's say I'm playing Arc Raiders, and then they'll join the stream and be all like, oh, make sure you watch out for that Rocketeer. I'm like, appreciate you, bro, because I'm like, I didn't even see it, you know. So, but yeah, and then like, oh yeah, I just found this, like, they're talking about the game, and then if, yeah, I guess like if overall though they you know, look your name up or see, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like they're having a neutral mindset behind it, you know. They're not on nowhere, it's like, oh, I'm gonna take this side because, oh, I seen this, I looked your name up and I seen this video. So there, and I'm not saying that, you know, a person needs to take my side, but it's like, okay, my thing is this: if you see a video about me that you know you're not gonna like, what would be the point of arguing with me about whatever it is that you've seen? Because I just go based off of the one pedophile that was an editor for the Racist Pedophile, where he pretended to be, and I was like, I almost forgot about that, how me and him, how we met. But no, he overall made it seem like that he was a fan. He had, because at the time I was doing, and I still do them, I just haven't done them lately, but no, overall I used to do try not to laugh challenges, or I do try not to laugh challenges, and he reacted to one of them. And then yeah, he was being kind of weird in the video. So I personally, that's what I mean, like, you know, by the acting and stuff, like, because every time when he would do a video about me, the acting was always off, and I'm like, nah, that ain't good. I'm like, let's do let's do another take. All right, be a little bit more passionate if you're gonna be a hater and stuff, you know. But it's like, yeah, it's just, you know, the passion is just, you're hating, but the passion is not there and stuff. Like, it's like an acted out passion and things. But no, yeah, he reacted to a try not to laugh challenge that I made. And then, but yeah, then it was like soon after, then that's when he was like, I seen some videos on TMossBoss. And my thing is this, I'm like, I don't think a lot of people that watch, you know, YouTube videos, when they see a creator, especially if it's a creator where it's like not really a memorable creator and stuff, like there ain't really, you're not going to look up their name. Cause this was at the time where I was, a lot smaller than where I'm at today. Like, I think I had to have had a little over 10,000 subscribers and stuff. I can't remember the exact amount, but anyways, but yeah, it's like, I'm a small creator, so it's not like when people, if they look my name up and things, yeah, I guess at that time frame, you know, you might see a hate video here and there and stuff. But if you see, and it wasn't even like try not to laugh challenges were my most viewed videos. My most viewed videos at the time were probably, yeah, like the McJuggernuggets, Angry Grandpa, I'm trying to think, you know, yeah, maybe like some Twitch stuff. What else? Like gamer rage videos and things, you know, stuff like that. Like, cause hold on for a second. Let me just see some of my most viewed videos that's been around for some time and stuff. Hold on for a second. Opening up my YouTube Studio. Okay, there we go. So content, let's see. So my most viewed video, and this was uploaded back in 2016. I don't know if it was my most viewed video then. Well, okay, you know what? Actually, you know what? Let's go through the analytics page. So custom, let's see where I can go. So one slash, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. One slash, I think I gotta do that. 1/2016, and then have it where it goes from 12/31 2016. Let's apply, see what the most viewed videos were at that point. So my most viewed videos at that point was the video where I reacted to Minnesota Boy, and then it was a Battlefield 1 trailer. Then it was this video. It's like the cringiest kid on the entire internet. Another Minnesota Boy video. A Keemstar and Drama Alert rant reaction. A Try Not to Laugh challenge myself. What else? Then McJuggernuggets, Dashy. That was about it. So I'm like, that's what people are mainly going to see from my channel. You're not going to see a Try Not to Laugh challenge. Then again, it was, I think, some years after that, but still, like, those were the videos that were blowing up on my channel at the time and stuff. Up until now I started doing voiceover videos and then reacting to people, I started reacting to people in the Rainbow Six Siege community, and then I started doing voiceover videos, and then that's what really skyrocketed my channel and stuff. So yeah, it's like, you're not going to see, let me just find this random Try Not to Laugh challenge when there's hold on for a second, let me just see what pop up when I look up Try Not to Laugh challenge. Hold on for a second. Try Not to Laugh. Wait a minute. Channel. Just curious to see what pops up. So there's all these different channels that pop up, and that's the thing though. It's always been like that. When you look up something, it's not going to your video. Well, I guess like if it's a popular topic, your videos, unless you're a popular creator in that genre, your videos are not gonna blow or pop up in the search thing. It's like, yeah, I'm dealing with America's Funniest Videos, all these other like meme channels and stuff like that, and somehow, some way, you discovered my Try Not to Laugh challenge. Yeah, no, that's one of those things where I just think, overall, fake fan behavior, where you make it seem like that's the first video that you've seen of me, but really you've seen some other videos where it's like, oh, let me try to infiltrate TMossBoss. Trust me, you're not gonna find no information here. I'm like, at least it's like, information where it's like stuff that I already talked about. So that's why I'm like, I've always have said that, I'm an open book. I ain't got nothing to hide. So it's like, what are you going to say about me to where it's going to get me to an upset point and stuff, So, and I think the one and only time where the racist pedophile himself, where he tried to say something that I wasn't really all that talkative about, was when I had lost my friend on New Year's Eve. And I think that was just an attempt at trying to, probably get his fans to talk about it, but also I think to just try to get me upset and stuff. But yeah, I think that's one of those things where people realize like, nah, maybe that might not be a good thing to talk on and stuff, but still trips me out that he talked about that and just got away with it. Like nobody ain't talked on it or nothing. And I'm like, huh, wow, all right, well, anyways, but overall, moral of this whole podcast episode: don't be a fake fan. It ain't gonna get you nowhere, all right? So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.